ears. Now, those of you in the class, you can see a photograph of a young girl screaming her head off. And you can see a man carrying a little boy in his hands. And if you look properly, you will see that one of the shoes is out. The other shoe is on. You can see the little boy wearing black socks. And you can see so many people at the back. My brother, my sister, it's a very sad story I'm going to tell you. If you do not have your handkerchiefs and face towels to mop your tears, I advise you to get that right now. Or you can use your shirts for that. This is the African History Club. Today we are telling the story of Hector Pieterson. Hector Pieterson. Hector is spelled H-E-C-T-O-R. Pieterson is P-I-E-T-E-R-S-U-N. Some people say Peterson and change the spelling. But the family insists that the name is Pieterson. My brother, my sister, this is a 12-year-old being carried. And this is another photograph. And you see the little girl crying her head off because this is the brother being carried away. It brings tears into my eyes. Look at this photograph. That is a 12-year-old schoolboy. One shoe is gone. This is the second leg that has the shoe. Today we are telling you the story of Hector Pieterson. It will take us 10 minutes and we'll be done. Hector Pieterson was born Zolile Hector Pieterson. And Zolile is spelled Z-O-L-I-L-E. Hector is H-E-C-T-O-R. Pieterson is P-I-E-T-E-R-S-O-N. He was born on the 19th day of August in 1963. And he was shot and killed in cold blood on the 16th of June in 1976 in what came to be known in history as the Soweto Uprising. Oh my God. Anytime I tell this story, I weep. My brother, my sister. Hector Pieterson was a bright child. Very, very intelligent. His mother always told her neighbors that her son was going to grow up to be an extraordinary child. So intelligent, and would rule South Africa and save South Africa from the claws of apartheid. That was what the mother said. And the mother was so proud and kept saying this over and over to so many different people. My brother, my sister, listen to the interesting thing that happened. In fact, the mother was simply called Dorothy Molefe. Dorothy Molefe. And she loved this boy. Father loved this boy. And when he was growing up, he was sent to school. In school, he was so sharp. Oh, so extraordinarily sharp. Very, very sharp. Very intelligent. In fact, in almost all the fields. In singing, he was #1. And when it came to even playing the piano, he was showing a lot of dexterity. And in learning languages, he was also #1. In science, he did so well. He had a very bright future, Hector Pieterson. Then, my brother, my sister, the day happened. He was only 12 years old, my brother, my sister. He had just celebrated his birthday 2 months earlier when the Soweto Uprising took place, my brother, my sister. What was the Soweto Uprising? On the 16th of June, 1976, black people in South Africa decided that they were going to go on a peaceful demonstration. Why? Because they were forcing 2 languages on them, and they wanted their own local language. They were forcing the apartheid language of Afrikaans. And Afrikaans is a Germanic language spoken, my brother, my sister, in South Africa as well by the apartheid government and regime. So it was like, we have colonized you and enslaved you. You have no right as black people to go where white people go. My brother, my sister, you don't even have the right to your own language. So they forced Afrikaans as the main language in South African schools and the medium of teaching and examinations. So students were asked to write their examinations in Afrikaans and English, not in Zulu and not in any other such language. They even went further to look down on the Zulu language, which is widely spoken in South Africa, trying to promote the apartheid language of Afrikaans. So the students went on a peaceful demonstration. Asimbonanga, asimbona for Mandela too. Asimbona ona, asim Africa, asimbona for Africa too. Asimbona ona. They sang and danced on the street, some in tears. My brother, my sister, when they got to Soweto, my brother, my sister, things started to happen. The South African white police decided to throw tear gas. Hey. The police arrived and fired tear gas into the crowd in order to disperse the people. Hey. My brother, my sister, the students had gathered so peacefully to demonstrate, but the crowd soon became intimidated when the police arrived. They were not expecting the police to come in such armory, guns and ammunition. And they got frightened. Little children were running around shouting because the police in South Africa at that time, my brother, my sister, was only a symbol of attack and violence. The children started to run around, oh gosh, crying. And some of the adult students started to throw stones at the police. In response, the police opened fire after the tear gas. Fired. And a bullet caught our very brilliant 12-year-old Hector Pieterson. 12 years. He celebrated his birthday just 2 months ago. His mother had been so proud. So many people from Soweto had come in. Even people from Mpumalanga had come in. Family near and wide. Oh, this was the most brilliant child they had ever had in the family. And this was going to be the doctor, the one to lead them out of apartheid. Oh my God. The bullet hit him. Bah! He fell. When he fell, his sister decided to run around shouting for help. On that day, another schoolboy was shot, and he was called Hastings Ndlovu. Tomorrow we'll talk about him. He was also shot. He actually was the first child shot before our hero for today, Hector Pieterson. My brother, my sister, when the bullet hit him, he fell on the corner of Moema and Vilakazi streets. I have been there and I have photos to show. And there's a music video to also show. My brother, my sister, when he fell, he was picked up by his sister, who you see in the photograph there, crying. Now she's an adult, and there she stands. She still is traumatized by what happened to her 12-year-old brother. Her name is Mbuyisa Makubo. And Pieterson's sister was then 17 years old. She was also called Antoinette. In fact, the man who picked him up, you can see the tall man there. His name is actually Mbuyisa Makubo. Antoinette is the 17-year-old standing there, crying. The 12-year-old was gone. He had been shot. The bullet went straight into his heart. He died immediately. In fact, they carried him into a car. They bundled him in. The journalist, Sophie Tema, drove him to a nearby clinic where he was pronounced dead, long dead before he arrived. Mbuyisa and Nzima were harassed by the police after the incident, and both went into hiding. My brother, my sister, Mbuyisa's mother told the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa that she received a letter from Mbuyisa in 1978, 2 years after this, from Nigeria, but she has not heard from him since. Mbuyisa was the one who carried the boy. He was so traumatized, he saw death. Today, my brother, my sister, they tried to go to court and get some compensation. Nothing happened. And if you look at this photograph here, this is the Hector Pieterson Center in South Africa, where I have been. If you happen to be in South Africa, please make sure you go there. You will see some of the bullets that hit our hero. It's so tearful, my brother, my sister. He died at the age of just 12. Today, my brother, my sister, it breaks my heart to tell you this story, but it is important to tell. Somebody must tell the story. Hector Pieterson died. Let me play you a recording of what really happened over there at the time the bullets were being shot, and how journalists captured that. This is the African History Class.
On the morning of June 16th, 1976, thousands of students from the African township of Soweto, outside of Johannesburg, gathered at their schools to participate in a student-organized protest demonstration. Many of them carried signs that read, "Down with Afrikaans and Bantu education." Others sang freedom songs as the unarmed crowd of school children marched towards Orlando School Stadium, where a peaceful rally had been planned. The crowd swelled to more than 10,000 students. En route to the stadium, approximately 50 policemen stopped the students and tried to turn them back. At first, the security forces tried unsuccessfully to disperse the students with tear gas and warning shots. Then, policemen fired directly into the crowd of demonstrators. Many students responded by running for shelter, while others retaliated by pelting the police with stones. That day, 2 students, Hastings Nobu and Hector Pieterson, died from police gunfire. Hundreds more sustained injury during the subsequent chaos that engulfed Soweto. The shootings in Soweto sparked a massive uprising that soon spread to more than 100 urban and rural areas throughout South Africa. The immediate cause for June 16, 1976 march was student opposition to a decree issued by the Bantu Education Department that imposed Afrikaans as the medium of instruction in half the subjects in primary and secondary school education. Since members of the ruling National Party spoke Afrikaans, black students viewed it as the language of the oppressor. Moreover, lacking fluency in Afrikaans, African teachers and pupils experienced firsthand the negative impact of the new policy in the classroom.
My brother, my sister, the sad story of the Soweto uprising, where 2 students were shot and killed.
hustle with you. Say no to apartheid, say no.
So we're told the eyes of the world are watching, as our hearts are with you too. Say no to apartheid, say no. Hector Pieterson was shot and killed. And you can see a bronze statue there of him being held. One shoe is gone, the other one is still hanging there. And of course, his sister, Antoinette. And the man who carried him and got so traumatized, ran to Nigeria and never returned. We don't know if he committed suicide there or not. Oh, today we remember you. Yay! If he had been alive, today he would have been 46 years. Oh, Hector Pieterson. Uriyamiko wate. Yeah, uriyamiko. Oh, minubeko wate. Yeah, minubeko. Oh, minubeko wate. Yeah, minubeko. Oh, minubeko. Oh, minubeko wate. Uriyamiko. Oh, Unyaminko. Only 12 years. They went out to demonstrate very peacefully. South African police came in, intimidated them. The little children started to run and shout. The older ones started to throw stones at the police, and they responded with tear gas and gunshot fire. He shot and killed 2 students. 12-year-old Hector Pieterson was shot. He died without living to achieve the dreams of his mother, Molefi. He died without living to achieve the doctor status that the family predicted he would have. He died without living to reach 15. He died from the bullet of a gun. Oh, Papa. Oh. Today we remember Hector Pieterson. He died at the age of 12. May his body, mind, and soul rest in perfect peace as we remember him today.